Good afternoon, guys. It's your favorite mortgage lender, Abdel Kwame, Got Mortgages. I hope everybody is having a blessed weekend. Uh, we've got so much to talk about. We got updates on inflation last week. We're going to get the major anticipated Fed meeting with a lot of things leading up to it, right? We got updates on unemployment, on the employment rate. We got updates on inflation. We are now going to get the PCE report on Friday, but right before that, are we going to have the anticipated Fed meeting? Now, with this Fed meeting, we're seeing more than likely a super likely high likelihood of 97% that they're going to be cutting once again 25 basis points. But even with that, we think there's going to be a really tough week when it comes to interest rates and really mainly the bond market. The Fed is going to be releasing at this meeting their economic projections. What is going to be their expectations with the dot plot? Where are they projecting that their federal funds rate is going to be next year? We all know the federal funds rate was at the highest it's been when they were hiking. Then they paused for around 5 to 6 meetings, really kind of allowing the market to kind of take care of itself. And then thereafter, obviously, we started seeing a 50 basis point cut in September, another 25 basis point cut, and then now we're expecting to see another 25 basis point cut. All in all, basically close to a whole percentage cut. Now, again, what is the expectations with the last dot plot that we saw in September? They went and estimated that they were going to cut another whole 1% for the entire year of 2025. So I think it's expected for us, based on some of the data that we're seeing, the Fed might take away that whole percentage cut, right? But they meant, and it's critical for us to start seeing that because as we start seeing some of that weaker labor figures, they could change, right? On Thursday, we saw that unemployment rate had ticked up, right? With the continuous jobless claims and also with the weekly unemployment rate. Could that necessarily also be the case where we start seeing that stance and that tone kind of change? And it could change very quickly, really like we saw this whole year, right? The market was constantly shifting a lot of different variables that were coming into place. Now, the one biggest X factor that we're going to see is going to be if they're going to be mentioning any balance sheet runoff in 2025. Okay. What that basically means is just the Federal Reserve is going to essentially start reinvesting in more treasuries. Of course, that reinvesting in more treasuries could potentially obviously impact the market, putting more pressure onto the bond market, which is going to eventually obviously see and really impact rates thereafter. Right. So right before that, tomorrow we're going to get retail sales, an update on that. Interested to see how that goes. Usually around this time. Then, of course, like I had said, Wednesday will be the anticipated Fed meeting. Usually around 2:30, we'll hear the comments and really big input in regards to what they're going to be sharing with us heading into next year. Housing starts and permits, that's also critical when we start seeing some updates on inventory and supply. Then we'll get updates on the final Q3 GDP, gross domestic product. How is the economy doing as of the third quarter? Existing home sales. And like I had mentioned, the Fed's favorite measure of inflation is going to be the PCE report on Friday. Could we necessarily get the data that we really want to see with inflation slowing down? We did see CPI and PPI report, which is going to lead me into what happened last week, kind of show a little bit of a downshift. So we really want to see, hopefully, is that going to really be in line at the same time with what we saw? And doing a quick dive in there again, we saw a consumer price index and wholesale kind of ticked up just a little bit, although the core really stayed in line. If we kind of strip away food and energy, we've been pretty flat really for quite some time, right? As you guys can see, the biggest indicator again in this current report was lodging away, people essentially staying away, Airbnbs or hotels and stuff like that. Again, inflation pretty much stayed moderate. We know that inflation is going to come, like I had said, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we'll get the Fed rate cut. Again, it does not affect direct mortgage interest rates. It does have a correlated relationship, though, so we'll see how that goes. Wholesale inflation, and this was interesting to see because when we look at wholesale inflation, the surprising things here was actually eggs, fruits, and vegetables. Eggs jumped up almost 55%. Fruits and vegetables month over month jumped up 31%. Really interesting to see. I didn't even notice it, to be honest. I asked my wife where we usually shop at Costco wholesale, and I guess they did jump up, right? Really interesting to see how something such minute as eggs that we consume on a daily basis will make such a massive impact towards our day-to-day work, right? So again, that PCE report is going to be critical on December 20th. Although the Fed meeting is going to come before it, really interesting to see how that kind of comes in and really shows is inflation taming, right? We talk about jobless claims. Again, jobless claims rose for the first time, and it actually jumped up 17,242,000 brand new weekly new people applying for unemployment. Remember, it expires after 26 weeks. So interesting to see how continuing jobless claims with continuous jobs is really close to just shy of 1.9 million, right? We jumped over 1.8 million again for the 27th week in a row, really showing that people are still having that hard time finding an employment after they have essentially been let go. And just like we discussed again, we'll get Tuesday, we'll get retail sales, then we're going to get the updates on monetary policy and going to be what the Fed decision is. We'll get updates in regards to the GDP report, housing starts and permits, along with PCE. Now let's kind of see how rates have been doing. Friday was a little bit of a rough day, which we kind of sort of anticipated. Usually right after the PCE report, rates kind of trickled up fairly quickly. Let's kind of see where we're sitting at right now. If we kind of look at, say, as of July 1st, you can kind of see we've been riding a little bit of this roller coaster. We locked a lot of our clients on this downward trend, really right here, right before rates ticked up. And we had advised a lot of our clients, hey, I anticipate that after the healthy employment report that we have, let's lock. CPI report and consumer price index and producer price index has been a little unreliable. And the narrative, although I think it's constantly controlled, I think it's important for us to lock in at this time, even if we're going to close towards the end of the month. That's exactly what happened. We locked a few of our clients at this downward trend, and boom, we saw really a jump up of almost just shy of close to half a point to 4/4 of a point. That jump up on interest rates. Interesting to see if we're going to rebound from this and kind of go on that downward trend and take it from there. Now, if we look also at how the market has been doing, again, you'll kind of see it's an inverse relationship. Mortgage bonds go up, interest rates go down. Mortgage rates go down, interest rates go up. So we'll kind of see that. Let's click it over here. And you guys can see, like I had said, inverse relationship as 10-year treasury and mortgage-backed securities. As we start seeing a little bit of that shift, let me refresh this. We'll start seeing interest rates again really start to follow suit. So here, 0.55%, which kind of shows again, interest rates did what? They went down, right? Sometimes a little confusing, but it's important. But you guys can kind of see here, right? Basically, since we discussed a little bit of that roundup, and it's basically flipped, where we kind of see this positive movement right here from essentially November to January. If we look at it here, how did interest rates do? They dropped, right? So as mortgage-backed securities go up, coupon goes up, interest rates usually tend to follow back down as well. Okay. So really interesting to see. As always, you guys know we will shoot over all the different information that is important for us to stay on top of the market, right? Whether you're a real estate professional, client, or any industry professional, the market for quite some time has been so data driven and so data dependent. It is our roles as professionals and as clients to stay educated on the market. As you guys know, we do this weekly. Make sure you guys visit our website. If you guys actually go to our website at gotmortgages.com and you guys actually search under our blog section, you guys will actually see every single Monday market update for the last year that we have been conducting consistently. If you guys simultaneously click on it, you guys will click it over here. You guys will go through our entire market update. You'll also get this pre-recorded video you guys always do as well, talking about the market update for you guys to revert to. Okay. I appreciate you guys jumping on. As always, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to visit our website, gotmortgages.com, and have a blessed holiday season. I will catch you guys soon. Talk to you soon.